Hi, what's going on? Today is a different video. We talked about playoffs yesterday, and we gave a shout out to all 14 teams that made it. Today, I gotta rock the Titans jersey to talk about the firing of Ran. I forget the name. I forget how you pronounce it anyway. Carthon, the general manager of the Tennessee Titans. My original thoughts right now, I don't think it made a lot of sense. Now, here's the thing though. I'm not shocked at all. Um, I don't necessarily agree with it. Last season, we fired Mike Vrabel. I was more okay with that because the team just kept trending in bad directions. His refusal to adapt and change were really becoming a problem. Uh, and as I expect him to be the head coach of the New England Patriots, I fully expect him to um, I fully expect to see what he's learned, as like I said, I fully expect him to be named the head coach of the New England Patriots. Um, so we fired Mike Vrabel. We brought in Brian Callahan to fit with Ron Carthon, who took over for John Robinson, who notoriously did the trade on draft night for Traylon Burks. He traded away AJ Brown. AJ Brown has obviously went on to have a really, really good time over there in Philly, where he was traded, signed, and then those kind of things kept happening. Uh, the Titans, man, the problem is that you're getting the signs of a dysfunctional franchise. Um, we don't want that, but it's just something that you're gonna unfortunately probably have to get used to right now. And I rocked the McNair jersey to kind of show you. Um, this is the past right here. This is when we were a decent franchise. Right here. Um, Obviously, 2006 we draft Vince Young. Vince Young has 2 to 3 solid years. Um, Things don't end up working out there. Jake Locker comes in. Things don't. Injury bug happens. Things don't work out. We go Marcus Mariota. Things are kind of going crazy over there. Mariota, final when we find Mike Vrabel to replace, I believe it was Mike Munchak at that point. Um, we go on a run, a humongous run with Mike Vrabel, all the way to the AFC Championship, and every single year has felt like a step back, right? The year after, we did get the first seed. That's a good sign, right? That's good. And then we just start trending downwards. How that affects Ron is, unfortunately, the last 2 years have not been great. And with the announcement of the Titans building a new stadium, somebody unfortunately was going to be the scapegoat in that situation. I personally would not be surprised if they completely clear house. Right now, it's not looking great. I personally thought Ron's picks have been okay. I like the Skronsky pick. He's done pretty well over there for us. J.C. Latham, he's done pretty well over there for us. Obviously, Will Levis has not turned out the way we wanted him to. Um, that has a lot to do with coaching and the staff that has been put around him. And unfortunately, Ron is really in that point right there. Yeah, we overspent for L'Jarius Sneed, and then we paid him. It's 1 year. We can only hope that he'll come back stronger next year, but I guess we'll see what the GM that is taking over wants to do. I thought Cedric Gray played all right in the few games that he finally got to play. Jaquan Jackson obviously has not turned out great. It's an issue where the draft outside of the linemen have not turned out phenomenal in his 2 years. Now, Ridley had a 1,000-yard season. Pollard had a 1,000-yard season. he brought in two pretty big name free agents that seemed to turn out pretty okay. L'Jarius Sneed obviously did not work out very well. The trade for D Hop made sense to me. I get that one. It's personally hard for me to say if the Titans made the right move or not here. I personally don't think so whatsoever. This was kind of an irrational firing, but a move was going to be made because, again, Amy needs to figure out how to get people in the seats. Unfortunately, it didn't work out this year. We are the number one pick in the draft. So, Amy is basically kind of just putting this on a brand new GM, saying, here, you're going to have the number one overall pick. You're going to have Calvin Ridley. You're going to have Tony Pollard. You're going to have Jeffrey Simmons, Chidobe Awuzie, Harold Landry. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do with the L'Jarius Sneed. Here, this is your team. Kavondre Sweat, for that matter. Actually, another good pickup by Ron, in my personal opinion. But it's unfortunate for Carthon. Sucks to be him. You know, I don't think he was given the time to make it work. I know a lot of people are hating on Amy. They are the same people that were just crying for changes. And now she's making them. And now they're upset about the changes that they wanted to be changed. Did not change. I've said it before, Callahan probably needs another year. I wouldn't be surprised if the new GM doesn't feel the same way. We don't know because firings are still happening to this point. We now have 6 with Antonio Pierce being fired. Unfortunately, this is the looks of a dysfunctional franchise. It's not looking good. It's not looking great. We can only hope things are going to get better. Later on this week, I will probably have a quick little video talking about what I would do for the free agency and the draft at this point. But right now, I think those options are pretty obvious. And unfortunately, being the dysfunctional franchise in the NFL now, it sucks, but it is kind of what it is, right? Worked out for the Texans. I mean, they're in the playoffs now. And right now, they're looking at 3 teams that are kind of dysfunctional and thinking we can keep this streak going for a few years. Titans, on the other hand, Titan fans are upset. They're angry. They don't understand why this move happened. And I'm kind of with them. But at the same time, I'm not surprised whatsoever. I think in the future is looking bleak right now. We don't know if we're drafting a quarterback because of Callahan's presser yesterday. He seemed to want to run it back with Will one more year. I'm okay with it, personally, but you're going to have to make some big, big moves to counteract that. We need help at receiver. Ridley, unfortunately, in my opinion, is just not a number one anymore. I think he had a really good season, though, so, hey, hats off to him. Pollard obviously had a pretty good year. Our pass rush could use a little bit more help. Obviously, our defense played all right. Special teams is a problem. Offensive line is an issue. I really think you need to find a new tight end. Chigakonkwo is just not your answer. There's so much to work on in Tennessee. That's why we have the number one overall pick. I pray for that general manager coming in to get this all figured out. It's going to be hard to push for a new GM, especially with Ron's firing, because if I'm only going to have 2 years to turn this team around, what am I really going to do? So, the problem is, again, with the Amy thing, right? Is she kind of went off the rails and did this firing out of nowhere. She has to try to make a move to get butts in seats. I kind of get it, but unfortunately it just sucks. That's going to be it for now. Like, comment, subscribe. Tomorrow, hopefully, it'll be a positive video again. But today has been quite of a shocker. And here's hoping things go better in the future. Thank you. Hope you follow my Twitch. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. I will do my absolute best to deliver. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Goodbye.